Good evening. Welcome to State of Business. You're with me, Madhusha Tavapalakumar. Let's take a look at tonight's headlines first. Sri Lanka needs $36 billion to service foreign debt for next 10 years. And 18 would-be asylum seekers apprehended in Negombo. And now the stories in detail. Sri Lanka Navy and police arrested a group of Sri Lankans while attempting to travel illegally to New Zealand in a boat. The group included 18 persons, of which 15 were Tamils and the rest were Sinhalese. The would-be asylum seekers were arrested in the Lellam area in Negombo this morning. Investigations are continuing. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe says Sri Lanka needs $36 billion for foreign debt repayment and debt servicing for the next decade. He said in this scenario, the country must improve its foreign reserves and economic base. The Prime Minister said this speaking at an event in Colombo. The Rubber Industry Master Plan 2017-2026 was launched under the patronage of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe at Temple Trees last evening. The 10-year master plan will be considered as the national agenda for rubber industry development.
We have to repay in the next 10 years a foreign debt which we have to repay and service comes to $36 billion. Next year alone the foreign and the local debt is $7 billion. So now we have to turn this around. Not only build up our reserves but build up our economic base to go for the future. Local investment, that's not enough. We need foreign direct investment and exports. We have the short term and the long term. Now, why did we bring the rubber industry, the value addition industry? Because we wanted a market for our primary product of rubber. Everyone came here because rubber was cheap or competitive.
Sri Lanka Rubber Secretariat, which is a public-private partnership, will ensure the effective implementation of the Rubber Master Plan. The Master Plan Implementation Oversight Committee will provide directions to the Rubber Secretariat and implementation teams.
For the first time, we have a policy document in our hand. We actually haven't got a policy document yet for the coconut and the tea sectors here. But I think such a policy document is very important as a theoretical underpinnings of any action plan is based on policy and theory. The major difficult policy decision of bringing in the raw material, adding value to it, and then exporting it is taken, and therefore much more easier for us to take it forward. The amount of rubber that has been produced in Sri Lanka has been coming down steadily. But as a value adder, Sri Lanka has close to $1 billion now. If the rubber master plan is properly implemented, we can probably hit about $3 billion in about 6 to 7 years' time. So these are actionable programs. There is a market of 600 billion out there for the rubber industry. A global market of 600 billion in rubber products. Therefore, we as a country is only capturing a very, very small percentage of it. Therefore, I feel as our country is strategically located, we are close to one of the major economic powers, China and also India. We should be able to exploit the free trade agreements.
The Speculo 2017 National Painting and Visual Art Exhibition began in Colombo today. Hosted by the Sri Lankan Airlines, the exhibition will continue until Sunday. This year's exhibition brings together artists from across the country. School children, university students, amateur and professional artists are displaying their skills here. The exhibition is held under the theme My Sri Lankan Perspective.
As you know, Sri Lankan Airlines is the national airline. There are so many contributions we do to the country, and we just wanted to know what people think about us. So if you look at this exhibition, we have received over 1,000 artifacts, and out of that we have displayed 300 artifacts because of the constraint we have the spacing at this gallery. Apart from that, the most uniqueness of this art exhibition is that we have received about 8 artifacts done by the prisoners at the Colombo prison.
See you after this break. Welcome back. Deputy Minister Dr. Harsha D. Silva says the government has taken necessary initiatives to develop the local dairy industry. He noted that the initiatives would be implemented under 4 main areas. He expressed these views speaking at a panel discussion held in Colombo recently.
This discussion was held under the title Dairy, Flourishing Farmers to Nourishing Sri Lankans. During the discussion, the industry experts agreed that through education, innovation and collaboration, the local dairy industry can become one of the main contributors to the economy.
There are 4 things the government is trying to do. One is to incentivize the small producer, right? Create entrepreneurs among the small farmers, where we have about anywhere between 220,000 small farms to 300,000 small farms, each with maybe 5 or less herd of cattle. Now, price incentives is one that the government can offer to farmers. So we have actually increased the price for liquid milk twice since we came to office, from what it was earlier to 60 rupees a litre and now to 70 rupees a litre. The second point the government is trying to do is to encourage commercial dairy. So big dairy could be various companies. We would like to do public-private partnerships, invite state-of-the-art global technology here, and improve the yields in the bigger commercial farms. The third thing is improve the sort of the genetic makeup of cows. And the last one is improve extension services. So those are the things that the government is attempting to do.
See you after this break. Welcome back. Up next is this week's Dealing Room Update.
The Sri Lankan rupee ended weaker on Wednesday due to dollar demand from importers. Rupee forwards were active with 2-week forward ending at 153.50 to 153.70 per dollar, weaker from Tuesday's close of 152.70 to 152.90. This week, the 3-month premium trading around 335 to 355 cents, while the 1-year premium quoted at 11.40 to 11.70 levels. Today, overnight call money rates traded at 8.45% to 8.50% levels, and overnight repo rates trading at around 8.45% to 8.49% levels. Treasury bill yields of all 3 tenors increased in the auction held on the 21st February 2017. The 1-year rate increased by 3 basis points to 10.58%. 6-month rate increased by 7 basis points to 10.19%, while the 3-month rate increased by 9.32% from 9.22%. Treasury bond rates in the secondary market increased slightly due to continued selling of government securities by foreign investors. Yesterday, the 4-year maturity on the 1st of May 2021 closed around 12.60 to 12.70 levels, while on the 1st of August 2024 maturity 7-year bond ended at 12.65 to 12.80 levels.
Thank you for joining with us. We'll meet you tomorrow with BIS Roundup. Until then, take care. Good night.